Good morning and welcome to class. Today we're going to be reviewing some important laboratory equipment that we've used all year, that we're going to use all year, and I just want to go over what they are and what do they do just so that you remember, because I know that it's so important. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to name it and then say what it does. And we're going to start with the beaker. Right here, we've got the beaker. What in the world is this beaker used for? Well, it's made for approximating volumes, right? It tells you approximately what the volume is. It's used for holding and mixing solutions. I can hold it, I'm holding the solution, and I can mix it. That's what the beaker's for. The next piece of equipment we're going to look at is the Erlenmeyer Flask with its unique shape. It's used for storing, heating, and mixing solutions. It's really useful. You can give the solution a good mix and it's not going to come out the top because of its important shape. This is the Erlenmeyer Flask. Next we have the graduated cylinder. We call this the graduated cylinder for two reasons. One, there's graduations, right? So it goes up, the measurement is graduated, and it's a cylinder. This is super important for precisely measuring the volume of solution. So if we pour in a solution here, we can precisely measure, looking at the meniscus, the volume of a solution. The ring stand is a useful piece of laboratory equipment. It's used to hold items that are going to be heated. So you'll place something there and you will apply heat. And hold it with the ring stand so you don't burn yourself. I give you the ring stand. Now we're going to look at every TV show's favorite piece of lab equipment, the test tube. The test tube is super awesome and it's used for containing and observing chemical reactions. I give you the test tube. Now we're going to look at a really hot piece of laboratory equipment, the evaporating dish. The evaporating dish is used to evaporate substances at very high heats. The evaporating dish. Here we're going to look at not the test tube, but the test tube rack. The test tube rack is useful for holding the test tube during an experiment to observe what is going on in the test tube. You can also place it upside down on these posts so that it can dry off after you do your reaction. I give you the test tube rack. Now we're going to look at the Crucible Tongs. These awesome Crucible Tongs are used to hold and transfer really hot items, such as a crucible or an evaporating dish. So we're going to be able to pick things up that are really hot and we don't want to burn ourselves. I give you the Crucible Tongs. Here we have the test tube clamp, or also known as the test tube holder. What it's used for is to safely hold a test tube over a flame so that you don't burn yourself. And you don't have to be squeezing it the whole time to hold it. It applies positive pressure. So that is the test tube clamp or test tube holder. Here we have the scutella. The scutella is important for transferring solid substances. So you'd scoop some solid substance up and you transfer it somewhere else. This is the scutella. Next up is the electronic balance. This is super handy. What you do is you place an item on top of the electronic balance and it's going to measure the mass of that item. So helpful, so quick and easy. I think it's better than the triple beam balance, but that's my opinion. Here we have, no, it's not a ginormous contact lens. It is a watch glass, and then you place it on the desk and it's used for observing chemicals or observing chemical reactions. It's clear? It's a little bit of a concave shape. Super useful watch glass. Goal. Nope, it's not for soccer, but it is a striker. This is used for starting a Bunsen burner. So you'd turn on the gas, hold this over, and it's got a flint in here to start the fire. The striker. This important laboratory equipment is called the glass stir rod, used for stirring chemical reactions, stirring solutions. Super important. You don't want to get something on your hands, but you need to stir it. Use the glass stir rod. This piece on the end that's made of rubber is called the rubber policeman. There you go. Glass stir rod. The next piece of laboratory equipment that you're going to need to be familiar with, or that you already are very familiar with, is the Bunsen burner. What you do is you open up the valve, run some gas through, and you'll use the striker to light it up. It will emit heat, and you'll be able to see some cool chemical reactions. That's the Bunsen burner. The last piece of chemistry equipment that you need to know is the well plate. So what this has is a bunch of small wells, and what we do is we observe small scale chemical reactions in each one. So you can do a bunch of different chemical reactions in each well and make some observations about each one. This is the well plate. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're feeling more confident about your understanding of laboratory equipment. Make sure you have a great day.